Andrew McCART, IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. I'm with the big man himself, David Price. David, you've done some TV work tonight. The big show in Liverpool, Nathan Gorman. How did you find it all? The TV work, that is.
The TV, yeah, it was sound. I'd done BT last week and I hadn't done anything for a while. And I haven't really had my finger on the pulse with the boxing lately, I'll be honest. I look at the results and all that, but not like I used to. And I'm not on Twitter anymore, so I'm not seeing news feeds and gossip and this, that. So I've gone down there last week, been a bit nervous when it started, but then you start talking and you know, how could I forget everything I know about boxing? I can just remind myself of 20 years of experience, and that's why I can provide the insight that these people are looking for, especially tonight with the heavyweights and Dubois last week. So yeah, so it was good.
We'll get your thoughts on Dubois last week, but Nathan Gorman, the big setback, long time out the ring, took him less than a round to get Salek out of there. Were you impressed by Nathan tonight?
Yeah, definitely. You know, we done exactly what he had to do, and it was one of them fights, to be honest. If he hadn't have done that, question marks would have been put against his name. You know, he had to do that because that's what he is ought to do against someone like Salek. It is Salek, isn't it?
Yeah.
Salek, yeah. Now, if he'd have gone 5-6 rounds with him and like just box, you know, on the jab and everything else, people wouldn't have been talking about him. I think people will be after that because he put his shots together lovely. He was aggressive. He went in there and meant business and a bit of spite in him, and that's what people want to see in heavyweights. They want to see knockouts. They want to see people getting put on the floor. You know, the big man hits the canvas, and it's attractive for people to watch. It's just something like perverse. What people want to see is big giants hitting the floor, and I gave them that. I gave them that in abundance, whether it was me falling or someone else fucking falling.
That's why you're a fan friend. That's what the fans love you,
that's
David.
what they want, yeah. So he's given them that tonight, which is great for him. And now we can get involved in this British mix, and there's a lot of good fights there. There's a lot of quality fighters who can all, you know, get involved in some good matchups and make themselves a few quid along the way.
Well, you spoke about the British fighters in the British heavyweights. Now, an old foe of Nathan Gorman and Daniel Dubois fought out in Miami against Trevor Bryant. We're set up with Don King and everything out there, but went out there and done the job against an undefeated fighter. So Dubois, he's still, people forget how young he is, 24, Nathan Gorman 25. Yeah. You know yourself, heavyweights don't really come in at the prime till they're in their 30s, so these two young men have got a bright future.
Yeah, which is why it's really important that they're matched properly and it's done properly. There's no need to rush anything. I think Dubois can use this regular belt as his belt, defend it, you know, get challenges in and pick the right fights and go on a bit of a run of defences of that. Don't just use it to get straight to the big fellas. Let them fight each other and let them knock shite out of each other and put mileage on the clock, and then when they get a bit older, then make you move. But look, Frank Warren knows what he's doing. He's obviously more experienced in that than me, but from my opinion, that's what he should do. But him and Nathan, they could fight again. You know, who's to say they couldn't? He stopped him in 5 rounds, but Nathan Gorman's a young man, plenty of room for improvement and lots to work with. So 4 years down the line, they're still not even 30. And it could be like, well, these fought when they were babies. Let's see what happens now. You know, they've both matured into full-blown, solid men. You know, so that'll be interesting. But there's loads of fights out there for all of them. It's an exciting time.
Definitely is an exciting time now. Being that you are on the punditry side of things now, and you're talking boxing, you're an ex-heavyweight yourself. Yeah. I want to talk about the big boys at the top. I know every heavyweight's a big boy, but that's probably the wrong phrase there. But the Tyson Furies, the Joshua and Usyk now. Tyson Fury said he's retired. 1, do you believe that? Yeah. And 2, second point to this question, he said to get out retirement.
Well done, champ.
Cheers, my brother. Yes,
Josh and Aaron.
See you later. Well done, lads.
See you, Aaron. See you,
Enjoy
Josh.
the victory, Josh. Enjoy, mate.
Yeah.
See you soon, mate.
Do you think he's retired? And the second part, do you believe? Did you see his Instagram post where he said, "To get me out of retirement, you got to give me $500 million, 500 million."
Yeah.
It's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money, but you know, you can see. I don't believe he's retired. Number one, and he's set his price because he's the governor, isn't he? He's the daddy, and he's probably seeing what numbers are being thrown about for this Saudi bill for AJ and Usyk, and he's probably thought, well, let's talk about what I'd actually demand. if I was, you know, if AJ's getting paid that, he's lost twice, I've got to be worth this. That might have entered it, I don't know, but thing is with Tyson Fury, he's probably already got more money than him and any of his future generations will ever need, you know. But it's about what boxing does for him as a person, as a man. It's important to think that he continues to fight. It's good for his well-being, it's his routine, it's you know, he's openly admitted all that, so it's important for him, and it's also important for boxing that he continues to fight, because I think boxing does need him. See you later, see you lads. I think boxing does need that marquee heavyweight champion who's the people's champion, who people can relate to, you know. The best thing Tyson Fury done was go to the Euros that time with all the England fans and get on the fucking booze with them, because all these young men could start to relate to Tyson Fury, and that's what's happened. Now, this city, everyone used to say to me, "Well, when are you gonna knock that Tyson Fury out?" That was all I got asked when we were both coming up.
I remember those days.
That was all I got asked. But now, everyone loves him, and he's changed the opinion of everyone, and that type of person in boxing needs that. It's like, it needs it. So I hope he carries on. I hope he carries on.
Right, 500 pounds for the winner of Usyk and Joshua. Now they're fighting, I think, in Saudi Arabia. Looks like the 20th of August. Joshua's brought in Robert Garcia as a new trainer alongside Angel Fernandez. Your thoughts on that? And can Joshua beat Usyk? Usyk seemed to have he's got that slick style. It's hard to hit southpaw. You've faced southpaws yourself, how difficult they are, especially up at heavyweight, because it's hard to get a sparring partner. So can Joshua do it?
I'd like to say yeah, but I just don't think. I think Usyk's the wrong fight. He's like his Boogeyman. I think he fights Usyk every day of the week, and he'll lose every time, because it's styles that make fights, and it's going to take something different and something unconventional to beat Usyk, because he's an Olympic-style boxer. And I've said this before, but it might sound like a broken record. He's an Olympic-style, well-schooled, textbook boxer, but so is AJ, textbook boxer, but Usyk is like he's got a PhD in textbook boxing, whereas AJ has got a master's type of thing. Usyk's just the main man when it comes to that, and he will read whatever AJ brings. Now, bringing Garcia in might bring the fighting dirty element in and everything else like that, but has he got enough time to bring that rough house tactics in, where he can do it repeatedly while he's getting caught on the way in? Because if he does go the aggressive route, he will leave himself open, and you know we all know if someone's on the attack and
it's like a train meet a train head on.
Yeah, and Usyk punches hard enough to knock him out, I think, because I think he hit him in the first fight, and I think there'll be a lot more drama in this fight anyway. I think if Joshua does lose, he'll go out on a shield. I don't think it'll go to points. I think he'll go out on a shield, and but I had him to win the first fight. I thought he'd only have to clip Usyk and he'd wobble him, and he can finish the show, AJ, because he's a great finisher. But Usyk's just, he's like the Matrix. He's just got something different that you don't see that often.
Can Fury beat him, Usyk?
Well, that's where I'm bringing in there's something unconventional. Now, Fury can do the dirty rough house tactics naturally. I think that's just in him to do that. He's probably been getting shown or doing that since he's been a kid. You know, you watch even some of his earlier fights against Steve Cunningham, when Steve Cunningham had him back, flat on his back with the knockout with Steve Cunningham. I can't remember what happened, but he done something.
It was like a overhand right from Steve Cunningham, was it?
Yeah, yeah. But when Fury knocked him out, he had the forearm. He had the forearm in him. Boom. Now, he was a novice pro really at that point, but he still had it in him to do that type of thing now. And you can see in his fight, he's an
seems like he's wilder as well. He's got that rough sit line on you.
Yeah, he's crafty like that. Now, it's going to take something like that to do Usyk, because Usyk will not be used to that. Joe Joyce is another one I think could cause Usyk problems, because it's just unexpected punches coming from angles, just non-stop. So, they're the two I'd pick out as, you know, you could do them.
One final one, because my shoulder's killing me. I've got a long drive up to Scotland. Do you miss it?
No, do you know what? I don't. I was sat there then, and I was literally said to myself, I don't miss this. the time was right for me to stop, you know. Don't get me wrong, I do have my days where I'll think, you know, I'll think back a little, get a bit melancholy about it, or I might even go for a run and think, if I get fit, I could fucking have another fight, which I could, you know, because if I got fit, I'd only have to want one fight, and then I'd be in the mix for a fight with fucking, you know, Nathan Gorman, whoever, and I could be in biggish fights, but it do nothing for me. It do nothing for me, you know. So I don't miss it. I miss the gym. I miss certain aspects of it, but all in all, it was the right time for me to go, because I'm just in a completely different part of my life now, and I've done it for 20 years. I've got my faculties intact for now. You know, we don't know what's round the corner with boxing. If you've been getting punched for 20 years, it could be like you've been working with asbestos for 20 years, and then it could catch up. But for now, I'll enjoy being quite eloquent. and
you look quite dapper, like this shirt.
Yeah. And then I'm you know, I'm enjoying it. I've got more energy day to day. Family life's happier because I'm not like that on the couch fucked from the gym. Because I did suffer between sessions. I don't know whether it was because of my size or what, but fuck me, my training camps took it out of me, and I just thought that was how it was meant to be. But in the end, I was like, I can't keep putting myself through this. It was the training more than anything. So I don't miss it anyway. Give your shoulder a rest, and I'll get home and have a bottle of lager.
Safe journey home, and as always, a pleasure,
Thank
David.
You, mate.
Speak to you soon, mate.
Appreciate
Thank you.
it. Thanks.
Welcome, Team Everlast, to the Team Everlast Fitness app. Download the Everlast Fitness app and find your greatness within.